And when we work on percentage of change, it's going to follow this little chart in the middle of page 352. And on there it says, percentage of change is equivalent to amount of increase or decrease. Folks, I just call that change. Okay? Amount of increase or decrease divided by the original amount. So when I say change in the numerator position, I am talking about how much I gained or lost, how much you received or gave away in any case, okay? This is going to be so useful to you in so many aspects of your life, you're not going to believe it. Now, let's look at example 1 and see how we can figure out this balloon scenario. The International Balloon Fiesta takes place every year in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In 99, 903 balloons participate. In 2000, 1019 participate. By what percent did the number of participants increase? That's the change, right, people? All right. So based on what they're telling us, the percent can be found by the change, in this case increase, divided by the original, right? Of course, the decimal that you get, you have to make it a percent, which they show you here. We found that 1019 minus 903, that's the change, is 116 more balloons came versus the original year. And by the way, the original year was 903 balloons. After typing that into my calculator, I would get 0.128. Test it if you don't believe me. Move your decimal over 2 positions. Whenever you get a decimal to convert to percent, move it right 2 positions, and you will get 12.8% change. Okay, you might also write 12 4/5, right? You can say that. I don't care which way you write it. So, in a nutshell, the participants increased by 12 4/5%. Okay, recently I got an email from my alma mater where I graduated, got my degree, and I learned that they're eliminating 4 of their major programs, one of which was mine, and a few other programs. Anyway, and they laid off 10% of their staff. This kind of thing is what this would be useful for. Okay, they figured out that their enrollment was lower, therefore they figured out how much weight they had to lose off their budget in order to keep the college in operation, right? That's the kind of thing this is useful for. Let's do checkpoint 1 and 2 really quick, just to make sure you guys are square with this. The original is 20, the new is 25. So remember, the original is always in the denominator. The new is 25, so what's the change, class? 5, good. If you look at the original and you look at the new, you find that the change was 5. 5/20ths, what percentage is that? 25%. You might not even have to solve it. You might just know it. Checkpoint 2. 150 versus 189, okay? So 150 right away goes into my denominator, and I need to find that difference real quick. 189 minus 150. You'll do that in your head, I'm sure, but I want to be safe because I'm not sure my brain's functioning. 39. So 39 divided by 150, 26. Did y'all come up with 26? Okay, move your decimal 2 positions to the right, and you get 26%. How are you guys feeling so far? It's not too hard, right? Okay, so in this scenario, what we've done is percentage is equivalent to change over original, right? Percentage is equivalent to change divided by original. This formula is going to be used repeatedly depending upon what we're missing. Now, example 2 has us figuring out percentage of change as a decrease. Do we do anything different? No, like my school. My school used to have 3,000-ish. It was a real small Christian college. And right now, there are about 2,500 kids, if not less. Their enrollment decreased. How much did it decrease by? 500. So using my example, 500 over 3,000, which was the original amount at my alma mater, will tell us 16. Did you guys come up with 16? 6666? 16 and 2/3% drop in enrollment at my alma mater. Okay? You don't do anything different, folks. It's change over original, whether it's a decrease or an increase. And you guys are smart enough to know that if a number's bigger, it's an increase. And if the number's smaller, it's a decrease. Right? We can all figure that out. Let's do checkpoint. I guess I should do example 2 like with you out of the book instead of making up my own. Percentage of decrease from 512 to 320. So the original is 512. The difference between those two is 192, isn't it? 192 divided by 512.375 gave you something like 37.5%, right? 37.5%. Okay? Change over original. Change over original. All right. So let's do checkpoint 5. Original is 75. New is 35. What's the change? 40. Good. You subtracted. You found the difference. 40 divided by 75. 53333. So anytime you see 3's repeating, it's a third. Anytime you see 6 is repeating, it's 2/3. So whatever this scenario, it's a change of 53 1/3. Okay, a little more than half. A little more than half. Okay. Again, thinking about this, you can use this to discover numbers based on information you're given. Maybe you're given numbers and you want to find out some other piece of the number. Let's look at the action sports example. We've got 198,000 in action sports events in 95. It increased by 12%. How many are there now? I shortened it a little bit, didn't I? Okay, example 3. We started with 198,000 participants in action sports. We increased it by 12%. So if I start with this, I need to add to it the 12% of the original number, right? Would you agree with me? So let's find out what 12% of that is. How do I find percent of a number? Multiply decimal value of the percent times the number. And I believe I got 23760. And that I am going to add to 198,000. You guys with me? Pay attention. So I should come up with 221760. Let's make sure I did. Plus the original 221760. So to answer that question, we increased by 12%. We now have 221,760 participants. Okay, I want to show you another thing. Okay, some of you, this is going to click. Ethan, this is going to click for you. Some of you, you're going to think I'm speaking Greek. So if I have a number, I would call this 100%. Okay? I would call this 12%. You guys with me so far? So I added the 100%, the original amount, to the 12%, what I found out by performing the calculation, what if I just took 112% of 198,000? That would not only include the original amount, but it would include the 12%, and you do it all in one step. Okay? In order to do that, it's 1.12. Okay? For those of you that resonates with, great. 1.12. 112%, because I have the 100%, I added 12% to it. 1.12 times 198,000. Look at 221,760. Okay? So I took what I had, added 12% to it, so I have 112% now. Solved it for the value, came up with the identical amount. Use it, don't use it, no big deal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and really quick do a little bit more. The checkpoint 7, increase 45 by 20%. So 45 plus 0.20 of 45, right? I could do it that way. 0.20 of 45. What did I get there? 9. So 45 plus 9 will give you an answer of 54. Or I can do 120% of 45, which includes the 20% addition. 1.2 times 45. Oh, look, same answer. Okay, this works when you're adding. Okay, it also works when you're subtracting. Checkpoint 8. I'm going to show it to you real quick. Decrease 85 by 28%. 0.28 of 85. Okay, so doing it this way, we're finding out what 28% of 85 is. Looks like I got 23 8/10, right? Which we subtract from 85, and you'll get 61 2/10. By the way, what if I just subtracted the 28% from the 100% that the original number is? What would I have? 72%? So wouldn't it make sense then to say 85 multiplied by 72% gives me the removed amount already combined in it? Okay? 85 times 0.72. 61 2/10. Okay? Whatever way works for you, I am completely at your disposal. Either way works. All right. Let's look at example. Oh, let me actually show you that at the top of page 354, but they write it in a weird way. Maybe you'll understand it better if you read that, but I happen to think that the way I described it's a little cleaner. Music, example 4, real quick. Okay, we're almost done. Example 4. So we have found the new amount, we have determined the percentage, but what if, we're going to find the new amount now. In 1983, the average price of a CD was $21.50. So 21, now I'm just going to write it down. That's no joke, too. I remember when he had to shell out 25 bucks. By 2000, the average price had decreased by 34.8, lost my place, percent. Okay, what's the new price? So the way they show it is to find 21.50 times 65 2/10%. Why? Because 65% of the original is what the new price is. It decreased by this amount, so that means I have the original, I multiply it by what's left, by converting it to 0.652, and I'll get the new cost, okay? This is pretty much the way I like to do these, like I've been showing you, but they're actually using it here, times 0.652. 14,018, okay? Recognize, folks, that monetary numbers only go to the hundredths, so you're going to use whatever's in the thousands position around. I would say we're looking at 1402 as your approximate value. That's the cost of CDs in 2000.